Don't move, not yet, because what you're about to hear, most people will scroll past. And they'll spend the rest of the day wondering why something feels off. But you stayed, and that matters. Take one slow breath, because this message was not written for everyone. It was written for you. Right now, as you're watching this, someone who knows you, someone already in your life, is sitting somewhere holding a feeling they can no longer contain. They've been carrying your name in their chest like a secret. And today, something inside them finally broke open. Now, here's what psychology tells us about moments like this. When someone reaches their emotional limit, they don't explode, they confess. And this person, they are right there. But before I tell you what they're feeling, you need to understand why they stayed silent for so long. Because the reason will surprise you. Stay with me. Think about someone in your life, someone who shows up consistently, someone who listens a little too carefully, someone who gets quiet when you're around, but alive at the same time. Now ask yourself, have they ever looked at you just a second too long? Have they ever said something that felt deeper than it needed to be? Psychology calls this emotional leakage. When feelings become too big to hide, they start escaping. In small glances, in words chosen too carefully, in silences that feel louder than conversation. And this person, they've been leaking for a while now. You may have felt it and not known what to call it. Now you do. And what happens when they finally say it out loud? That's exactly where this is going. Keep watching. Here's what most people don't understand about confessions. They don't come from confidence. They come from desperation, not the weak kind, the honest kind, the kind that shows up when someone realizes, if I don't say this now, I may never get another chance. Something recently shifted for this person. Maybe they saw you pulling away. Maybe life reminded them how fast things change. Maybe they just woke up one morning and the silence became unbearable. And psychologically, that's the tipping point. That's where real confessions are born. Not from roses and candlelight, from fear of permanent loss. And right now, that fear is louder than everything else inside them. What they're about to say to you, you're going to want to hear it. But first, there's something you need to know about yourself. Something that explains why you specifically triggered these feelings. You affect people more than you realize. Not because you try to, but because of who you are when you're not trying. There's a psychological principle called passive emotional influence. It means some people, just by existing in a room, change the energy of everyone around them. They don't perform it. They don't force it. It just happens. And you are one of those people. This person felt it the first time they were around you. And every time after that, it only got stronger. They tried to explain it away. They told themselves it was nothing. But the heart doesn't accept explanations. It only accepts truth. And the truth they've been running from, it's about to catch up. Before we go deeper, if you're new here, subscribe right now. This channel goes places most won't, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Someone has been holding your name in their heart for far too long, and today they can't stay silent anymore. Somewhere out there, a person you already know, someone who has been quietly present in your life like a steady current beneath still water, is gathering every ounce of courage they have to finally speak. They have kept their feelings inside for so long that the weight of it now feels heavier than their own heartbeat. And day by day, something deep inside them keeps pushing forward. It's time to speak. Here's something most people never talk about. There is a psychological threshold called emotional saturation. It's the point where the mind can no longer process unexpressed feeling, where suppression stops working, where the only way forward is out. This person has crossed that threshold. They've been scared, confused, uncertain. They told themselves 100 reasons to stay quiet. But the heart doesn't negotiate forever, and theirs just stopped negotiating. The feelings they've been holding back, unsaid words, hidden emotions, memories they never shared with you, they're all sitting at the surface now, ready. And here's the part that will stay with you. They're not just ready to confess, they're ready for whatever comes after. That's a different kind of courage. Something recently made this person feel the ground shift. Maybe they saw you getting closer to someone else. Maybe you got busy, your energy changed, you became harder to reach. And a fear hit them so fast and so hard, it cut through every wall they'd built. What if I lose them without ever saying it? Psychology tells us that fear of permanent loss is one of the most powerful behavioral activators in the human mind. It overrides logic, it overrides pride, it overrides the fear of rejection. And right now, that fear is the loudest voice in their head. Louder than doubt, louder than hesitation, louder than everything. Stop for a second, because this next part, this is the part people replay. They miss you, not in a casual way, not in a I haven't talked to them in a while way. In that deep, specific way that hits you at random moments. A song comes on. A place triggers a memory. A quiet Tuesday evening, and suddenly, there you are in their mind. They didn't choose this, it chose them. And that's what makes it real. They tried to fill the space you occupy with work, with distractions, with other people. But every attempt fell short, because the space you take up in someone's mind can't be filled by just anyone. It can only be filled by you. On the outside, they acted completely normal. They smiled, they made small talk, they kept things light. But inside, there was a storm. You entered their world quietly, and you changed everything without even knowing it. They felt peace around you, comfort in your voice, a kind of happiness they couldn't explain to anyone. Because how do you explain something that doesn't have a name yet? That storm they've been carrying, it can no longer be hidden. Wait, I need you to stay with me here, because what I'm about to tell you next, this is the psychological core of everything. This is why none of their attempts to move on ever worked. This is why you specifically, out of everyone, became the person they can't let go of. And once you understand this, you'll see your own connections completely differently. And if this is hitting close to home, share this video with someone right now. They might need to hear it more than they'll admit. They didn't give up without a fight. They focused on work, family, responsibilities. They even tried redirecting toward other people. But here's what psychology shows us about genuine emotional attachment. The mind can redirect attention, but it cannot redirect meaning. And you became meaningful to them. Your name showed up in their thoughts at random moments. Your smile visited their sleep. Your absence sat beside them like a quiet companion they never invited. And finally, they understood something they'd been avoiding. They don't want to replace you. They never did. So now they want to talk. Not everyone gets to feel a connection this deep. Not everyone meets someone who touches their soul. Not just their mind, not just their senses, their soul. This person has been connected to you on that level for a long time, and now they want to speak. Not because they expect a specific outcome, but because carrying truth in silence is its own kind of suffering. They want to explain the silence, the distance, the strange behavior that probably confused you, the reasons they kept coming back even when they tried to leave. Here's the truth. You are not like everyone else in their life. And I don't mean that as a compliment. I mean it as a psychological fact. There are people who touch our mind, people who touch our physical senses, and then rarely there are people who touch something deeper, something that doesn't have a clean scientific label, the soul. Psychologists call this core resonance. When another person's presence aligns with something fundamental inside you, it creates a connection that logic cannot explain. And logic cannot break. That's what you are to this person. Not just interesting, not just attractive, irreplaceable. Their hands may shake. Their voice may not come out the way they planned. Their heart will beat faster than they'd like. They fear your reaction. They fear rejection. They fear what happens to the connection they already have if you say no. But even with all of that, they are choosing to be brave. Because they've learned something that took them a long time to accept. Hiding truth is not safety, it's slow damage, and they're done letting it damage them. There's a moment approaching. It won't look like the movies. No grand gesture, no perfect setting. It'll be quiet, maybe a simple message. Can we talk? I've been thinking about you. Simple words, but behind them, a deep ocean of emotion they've been holding for longer than you know. And when those words finally come, something in the air between you will shift permanently, because some conversations you can't unhave, some truths, once spoken, and change the shape of everything. This is one of those truths, and it's coming for you. Here's what I want you to sit with tonight. Some people enter our lives and touch the surface, and some people, without trying, change the landscape inside us. This person, you changed theirs, not because of what you did, because of who you are. And that matters. That always mattered. So before you go, ask yourself one honest question. Is there someone in your life right now whose silence feels louder than their words? If yes, write "I felt this" in the comments. You are not alone. More people carry this than they ever say out loud. This channel exists for one reason: to go deeper than the surface, to talk about the things people feel but can't find words for. If that's what you're here for, subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Every video on this channel is a seed. Keep watching. Keep growing. I'll see you in the next one.